Hello all in Highgate Cemetery. So I don't know if you ever saw my other vlog and I was talking about the cemetery and I said there was rumoured to be a grave here that inspired Bram Stoker to write Dracula because he walked through one evening and the graveyard had domes on some of these family tombs and he saw a shadowy figure moving around down in one of the tombs. This was the very tomb of which I spoke. So this would have had a dome on it in Victorian times and you would have been able to see right down into it. It's like it's frosted glass now. And supposedly he was strolling up here one summer's evening and saw a shadowy figure moving around, and it inspired him to create the character of Dracula. Although it wasn't spooky at all, it was just a relative down there tidying up because it was going to be a funeral next day. So sorry, it wasn't actually spooky at all, but I thought I'd share anyway. So we've moved from the old west cemetery of Highgate Park, Highgate Cemetery, to the east part, and here we see the great man himself, Karl Marx. You couldn't really miss that grave. Although I am very, very respectful and everything, but I'm sorry, I couldn't help but notice. There's Karl Marx, and directly opposite him, I know only Brits will understand this, but come on, Marx and Spencer, really? Can't believe I just came across this grave. He was was he a Russian agent? Read it to me again. Russian agent poisoned. Russian agent?
Yeah, he was Russian. Yeah.
Yeah. He was all over the news a few years ago. Was it I'm going to say it wrong. Polonium. Yeah. Wow. Hell, I never knew he was buried here. So while there's nobody around listening, so they hear the secret, Leslie Angol Paniotu is buried here. That might not mean anything to anyone, but I saw a vlog the other day that apparently right here alongside her son is buried, but they've left it unmarked so that it doesn't get swamped or vandalised, and her son was none other than George Michael. So this is actually George Michael's grave. Here we have another celebrity grave in this side of the cemetery, Mr. McLaren. Better a spectacular failure than a benign success. Yep, I'll go with that. So still in Highgate Cemetery, and here is an important grave, the Rossetti grave, and my comrade and friend Shenaz is going to tell you all about the grave. Over to you.
Rossetti, grave of an Italian exile and his family, famously opened to allow Dante Gabriele Rossetti to recover a book of poems he had buried with his wife Elizabeth, also known as Lizzie Siddle.
Perfect. There you go, a bit of history for you folks. So our walk around Highgate Cemetery continues. It's extremely beautiful and extremely tranquil. However, we've come to this area right here that has this sign on it.
It's a sign that's interesting.
It says private home not part of cemetery occupants alive, not part of zoo occupants human. Thank you for not staring or photographing in. Which, you know, you've got a house, it's right on the edge of the cemetery, you can understand it. However, if you don't want to attract attention to yourself, why on your balcony would you put that? That is just asking people to stare at you. Dear God. But how cool is this? Look, their house is literally in the cemetery. Oh my God. And I am going to stare at you. Look, nah, 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 nah.